Hello.
Hey,
what the hell's going on here? Why am I so far over? We're not rotated this camera, have I? that right?
Yeah.
Is it a bit dark?
I'll try the light on, shall I?
No.
No.
Turn that one up a bit if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better. Okay, who's in the house?
How is everybody? Happy Monday! If that's
Yeah.
the thing you're happy about.
Yeah, happy Monday,
Can't
everybody.
be happy about.
Angharad may or may not be here. Sergeant Angharad, subscribe to her. She's great. Kevo Ledge, 7:30. I have to choose between Hench and Corrie. Remember my mum and dad having, well, my mum having Coronation Street on when I was a little kid. Wah, 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 wah.
Used to drive me mad, actually.
Yeah. What's wrong with people?
But I've seen my fair share of it. Yeah.
The only thing I liked was when that little cat jumped over the wall.
Oh, yeah, he's good. I wonder if he's still on it.
Yeah, that was just in the start. Oh, how dare you. COVID Moon. Hi, how are you doing? I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before. Where are you? How are you? What are you doing on? You got any tracksuit bottoms out? Wind Waker's in the house. What up, homies? Joe King, Wind Waker. Now, what is up with everyone calling me Hens tonight? It's as though the E and the H key are close together, but they're not. I guess it's a predictive text. General Jacques Stapachal. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for joining. Dale Lad Daz is in the hizzy. Herbivorous happenings anytime now. It's very true. Emmanuel's here as well. Hello to you. Joe, I've been trying for weeks to renew my membership, but the same old problems. Lost my bloody card. Hope I've got some emails for recurring fees. So you guys can have my love and support instead. Well, we appreciate anything and oh, Bjorn, you lovely soul. Get out of my light.
I'm trying to allow Cowboy to come. He's trying. Look.
We don't want him.
He wants to come.
We don't want him today.
We do want him.
Pick him up if you're going to show him to the camera.
I'll pick him up and then I'll let him stay.
Andre, damaging your metabolism. What say you? So I think, from my experience, it seems to be something you can do in the short term. You sort of hear about that when people like overdo diets, like they go at it too hard, and well, I don't know if you damage. I think like you mess up your thyroid function. I think that's probably what that is. What do you say?
Yeah, I agree with that. And years ago, I did a really long water-only fast, 33 days. And afterwards, I rebounded so hard. I was insatiable for months. And I had to give in to that in the end, even though I really didn't want to put loads of weight back on because I was overweight before the fast. And then the fast made me go into a better weight range, but I was insatiable, and so I spent a few months just listening to my body and eating only good clean like stuff, but eating kind of as much as I wanted, and I put all the weight back on again and then some, and but then I did that for a few months, and then no matter how much I ate, the weight gain stopped, and then over time weight started coming off even though I was eating an excessive amount of calories. And I feel that for me, I've done something to shift my metabolism, or my set point if you like, and I don't know if you'll believe this, but now I'm going on a little bit of a diet, trying to lose a touch of weight, and I'm eating 2,600 calories. But that's mad, isn't it? You know,
it's about 600 more than like the average female
and
would require for maintenance.
I honestly think,
and it's not like you're super busy like all day. Well, I mean, you are. Not that you're not busy, but I mean, you're not like it's not like you're a bricklayer and then you're in the gym like 2 or 3 hours of an evening, like. Exactly.
So I really think that I've done something to my set point of my, my metabolism for me. So I think it can be a thing that you can change.
Yeah.
Change your metabolism for sure. I think you have to, if you've been excessively under eating for a really long time, you have to bite the bullet and eat a decent amount of calories and accept,
sort of win your body's trust back almost, it feels like, doesn't it?
Except you might put a little weight on and win your body's trust and then slowly like inch it back. this is why like people I think shouldn't do mad diets, so they go on really like 1,200 calories or even 1,500. Like, it just, to me it seems like kind of a bit mad, and that your body is just going to eventually say, F this, I'm not having it.
Robert Pacino. Oh, Andre, that's a kind thing to say. Unknown Error, what's your thoughts on celery juicing in the morning? We've done a bit of that, haven't we?
We did it for about a year, didn't we?
I like it because of the mineral content and the hydration.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did do it for a long time.
Yep.
I don't know if there's 7 undiscovered mineral salts in there, like that ghost supposedly told Anthony, whatever his name is.
Yep.
Medical medium.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know how much I believe that or not.
But it certainly has some real good nutrients in it. Today I had a little bit of cramp after training, and I think that I'm not having enough sodium through my diet.
You said you felt like you wanted to put some celery juice in, didn't you?
Yeah, and I thought to myself, it'd be great to put in like a pint of celery juice every day. Super good for you in all different ways. I just can't be bothered to clean the juicer every day. That's the main problem. But yeah, you're not going to sit and eat like a whole head of celery probably, but you could easily drink, a head of celery juice. So I'm a fan of it. Don't
make the mistake of having that too close to bed, because I was having celery juice. Probably had some other leafy greens juices in there as well, did I?
Yeah, probably.
It's basically a greens drink, mostly celery, but that was revving me up like I had the double espresso before bed and I wasn't sleeping. So yeah, I like it.
It can really energise you, can't it? Yeah. Do you think that happens if it gives you a boost of nutrients that your body really is craving or something, and then?
I don't know what it is. I just think these foods make us feel so alive. Yeah. I don't know. Corvid Moon is new. Oh, well, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining.
Welcome.
And you're in Canada. We're in the UK. We're in England. At the bottom right of England, it looks a bit like England's bum. It's called Norfolk, and we're in Norwich in Norfolk. It used to be the capital there many years ago. We're a very interesting historical city with a Norman castle, 2 cathedrals, all kinds of... What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Concentrate, woman. Yeah, and so we're in Canada, and how is the vegan scene there? I know there's some good places like Toronto for vegans. Emmanuel, I'm making some vegan meals tomorrow for my brother to take to his job for lunch. It's good on you.
Nice. You might like to check out the video that is launching. Is it premiering or just launching it? What time is it now?
8:30, just launching.
8:30. So we did a great video yesterday. We tried to do 4 days worth of meals in 35 minutes. So you'll get to see if we managed that or not. But we did a walnut and blueberry baked oatmeal. So it's like oatmeal, but it's baked. So you chop it up into some slices, put it in some tubs, and you just get it out and eat it in the morning. You can take it to work like on the go. Great breakfast if you're in a hurry. Then we did lentil dal and Mediterranean couscous salad. So 4 days meals.
What's the cat doing?
He's trying to, he's bothered by his own tail. He's trying to get it. Yeah, that's why I had to film him, because he was being a twit. Yeah, definitely check that video out. It's real great for teaching you how to do some real quick meals that you can batch cook for work and different things. They're all recipes from our new cookbook, Speedy Vegan.
General Half Greek and General Pomo Dorino, good to see you guys. Corvid, Hench, how did you get so muscular? Well, I suppose everyone knows, you have to lift progressively heavier weights, you have to eat in a slight caloric surplus, you have to eat adequate protein. The main thing I will say, how did I get so muscular, is I made it a priority. That's really the long and short of it. I went through phases, but I'm actually making some of my best progress now. I mean, I'm not quite as strong as I've ever been. I am in a lot of my lifts. My bench press is a little ways off, but it's coming on fast. It's getting back up to my previous... Basically, I'm getting on for my previous strongest ever. I noticed today, I worked out I'm about 63 pounds lighter than I was when I was previously at my strongest. So I look a lot different. All powered by plants. And, basically, I go to bed by 10, I get up by 6, I have like a cold shower, I do breath work, I meditate, I eat, you know, like 3 whole foods plant-based meals a day, I have 2 protein shakes a day, I train, you know, at the minute, 5 days a week with weights, well, 4 days a week with weights, and then I do 2 days of hill sprints for my legs on my bicycle. Basically, I'm making sure I'm eating, I'm making sure I'm training, I'm making sure I'm sleeping, you know, and resting and doing like the recovery stuff. If any of those are not optimal, then you're not going to grow optimally. And for most people, like they want to go out partying, they want to like get wasted on alcohol, they want to stay up late playing video games, like they're tired and they don't want to go to the gym every day. But and they, you know, they miss meals, you know. Nutrition is really so key. So yeah, how did I get so muscular? I found out what I had to do, which is the stuff I just told you, and I made it a priority. And you know, for the last 30 years, most of the time, well, I've got better of late. I went through a silly partying like time, which wasn't good. You know, and I suffered for it, and I didn't get all the gains I could have done. But now I'm in the best shape of my life. Of course, I'm the eldest I've ever been, because that tends to happen with time. Yet, you know, I feel like I look pretty damn good, you know?
Should he?
Yeah, you lucky thing. Right, where was I? Nelly, hey Hench and Gemma. Hench, are grits healthy to eat? I only just found out what that was. I think it's polenta, isn't it? Where did I find that out recently? Oh, the video. I did a video critiquing the world's strongest man. I veganised Brian Shaw's video. Nutrition, sorry, his diet. And yeah, he was eating grits, which I think is polenta, which, yeah, is a grain, isn't it? What is it? Corn-based?
Yeah. I think you get all different sorts of cornmeal or polenta. I think they're just like different sizes of the grain. I think
it's in Alan Desmond's book, isn't it? Dr. Alan Desmond,
polenta?
Was he a gastroenterologist?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, great. Oh, why am I going backwards? Why did I miss that before? Half Greek, has Gemma made a video of what she eats in a day?
No, not on this channel for sure. On my Instagram.
Well, years ago you did.
That's true. I probably took a lot of those down when I started doing my counselling
You probably
course.
put them back up again now if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah. I think I set them to like unlisted rather than private or something, so they do still show up in some playlists. But anyway, over on Instagram, Gemma_herbivore, I've done a couple of reels that show some of my foods, but not really a specific like YouTube video or anything. I keep flirting with the idea of a YouTube channel, but I don't know. It's just all about timing, I suppose. No time to do it at the minute, but maybe someday.
Andre, ever hear about the fasted mimicking diet by Dr. Volta Longo? 5-day super low protein that mimics the fasted state for autophagy. Yeah, he's pretty amazing, isn't he? Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work. Yeah, and like if I wasn't bodybuilding, I would be doing like a lot more of this kind of stuff. I would. Priya's here, Rebel Vegan. Good to see you, lovely.
Oh, hi.
Corvid is speaking to Rebel Vegan about anti-carnist. We might know anti-carnist. In fact, we might be slightly responsible for her being vegan, believe it or not.
Maybe so. There was this, like,
she was your old school chum,
I
wasn't
went
she?
to school with her, middle school and high school, and we went vegan before her, didn't we? And she was like vegetarian, and I can't remember exactly how she describes it now, but I think she said something like she saw that we were doing well on it and thought, oh, people can do it and be good. So
yeah.
And look at her now. Blooming business called Anti-Carnist. Yeah, she's great. She does really well with her clothing. I'm really pleased for her. She's a really nice person as well.
Yeah, she's a good person. You day, were both of you vegan when you met, or did one of you convince the other?
Oh, we first met when I was just turned 19 and we weren't vegan. We did a lot of drugs and alcohol and fast food and chocolate and just junk. We had terrible lifestyles, and we were together for 2 years, and then due to all the partying and I got really sick and stuff, like we drifted apart. We were apart for 4 years, then we got back together again 11 years ago, and neither of us were vegan, but we were both getting like healthier, and you were like kicking steroids and we were kicking booze, and we did a little like drugs and alcohol right in the early days, but not much. We started getting really healthy, and I got kind of more sick, didn't I, again, and then was like researching for how to get well and came across the idea of whole foods plant-based, and just I tried everything else and I was desperate, so I tried it, and then I felt so much better so quickly, and I just started reading loads of books like the China study, and then I was trying to edge him. I was like, oh, like read this, and you were like really amazed by it, weren't you, and thought, oh shit, you know,
yeah,
excuse my language,
I'm killing myself basically.
Yeah, and then a short time after he went vegan, and so we were lucky that we both, you know, wanted to change around that same time.
Andre, so we're talking about Walter Longo. He won the Jubilee Prize award for his research on up for the Nobel Prize. Apparently it worked better for cancer treatment than chemo, if you could believe that. I can, yeah. I mean, I interviewed a guy a short time ago, Joshua Carrero, New Yorker he is, and his whole family went through chemo and they all died. And when they offered him chemo for his stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, he said, no, I don't want it. I see what it does to people. And he reversed it with nutrition. He ate a really...
He's about high alkaline.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
So half is plant-based, but yeah, really high alkaline.
So like, does it mean that he doesn't really eat grains?
I think he does eat some things, but like nothing like hybridized, like real food as it would have come from nature. Like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's doing amazing.
But
how much has he lost again?
When I spoke to him, he'd gone from £625 to £199. That was a few weeks ago now, and he was constantly losing, so I dare say he's a bit lower than that. Badass, no, not Badass. What's his handle on Instagram?
Dope Ass Vegan.
Dope Ass Vegan on Instagram. Check him out, he's amazing.
He does like 2 workouts a day. He's really inspiring, that guy, actually.
Yeah. Joe, I'm super lean ectomorph with metabolism in the skies. I'm not able to put on a gram of fat since I was 5. I was honey bit chubby. If I recall what I was eating, it makes sense. Interesting. Angel, hi Paul, what scientific papers are there for plant-based nutrition for an athlete and non-athlete? My partner needs is info for uni. Thank you. Hope you both will. Today, there'll be dozens. I can't really name many specific ones off the top of my head. Scientific papers, plant-based nutrition. Do you mean comparing the two? There have been a few, but I couldn't name you any off the top of my head.
Try Nutrition Facts website or
Nutrition
YouTube?
Facts might be quite good, or just PubMed, just like type vegan versus and non, like omnivore or whatever. There has been a couple of good studies. There's been a really good study on vegan versus non-vegan muscle growth. I'll share that one.
Nutrition Facts is always a really great place to go for any kind of studies about anything, really. What about that paper you like to cite that lists like 100 or hundreds of studies? You put that under some videos, didn't you?
Yeah, that's just to do with heart health and...
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, where have I put that? Where have I put that study now?
Don't forget to stick around when we're done in 45 minutes to watch the new video that we're putting out. I don't know if you've already heard, all of you guys, but it is 4 days worth of food in 35 minutes challenge video. It's really good. Make sure you watch it.
I can't find the study now. I did save it, but if you like put into PubMed, I think that was out of Sao Paulo University. I think that's Rio de Janeiro, like Brazil, somewhere in Brazil. There was a study of vegan versus non-vegan bodybuilding. It showed no difference in the ability to gain size or strength. Supposedly, according to Simon Hill, like the best study of its kind today. And the lead researcher has gone vegan off the back of it because he says, like, why not? Right? Basically. Andre, he suggests doing it once every 6 months or so to give your body an occasional boost to its cancer-fighting capabilities. I've certainly gone in for some intermittent fasting. Now, I eat in typically no more than a 12-hour window, so that feels good. I should have some more autophagy going on there, or at least some. John Sardinia. Sardinia. I said Sardinia because I start thinking of the Blue Zone study. John Sardinia. Hi, Paul and Gemma. Every day is a gift. You're a gift to vegans. Well, you're a lovely soul. You can come here again. How are you doing? Where in the world are you? How's it going? How's the vegan scene? And how is veganism treating you, my friend? Callum, live chat is finally working for me. Good evening. Right, everyone as well. We hope you're well too. Thanks, Corvid Moon. Yeah, pasta rocks. Corvid, I live in the city of Calgary. I've heard of Calgary in the province of Alberta. It's a very conservative place, but surprisingly at least 7 vegan restaurants, which is lovely. Nice. Very good. Betty Green, my IRL friend. Good to see you. Ah, thanks, Rebel Vegan. Where was I? Flipping heck. Thanks, COVID. Emmanuel, I need to read a comment from a guy that said that veganism was debunked because there needed to be an objective definition of possible and practicable. How do you respond to something like this? I would say, look, it's not hard, dumbass. Is it right to kill someone unnecessarily for the sake of a sandwich? And if you wouldn't want that done to you, like, stop being a div. That's how I'd put it. Is there a better way to put it?
It's just someone wanting to nitpick, isn't it? Like,
they just don't want to change, do they? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
All this intellectual masturbation while the world's like flipped. Why just people just do my head. Do you know, they're always going to find a problem. Like, and I think a lot of these people are just a waste of space. It's a waste of time talking to them. And I would spend my time on more low-hanging fruit who are up for actual conversation. And it's just very simple, isn't it? We try not to cause suffering unnecessarily. Like, what's so hard about that? And, you know, surely that's what we all want. It's all what we want for ourselves. We don't want to suffer unless we have to. And why do we want to push that on others if we don't want it? Like,
yeah, it's kind of like a straw man argument. So
yeah.
I might be tempted to say something like, well, it's hard to completely define because, for example, just walking out of your home, you could step on an insect. So what, you're going to not live your whole life. So, you know, it's about what's practical. And so therefore, what if you had to describe it, then how would you describe it? How do you think we should do it? Because, you know, you seem to have an opinion on it and think that we're not describing veganism the right way. And it's then you're like putting it back onto them. Like, what would you have us do then? You know, and then they're not going to know what to say or whatever. And yeah, you're just kind of pointing out that maybe that they're focusing on the wrong thing. I don't know. I might say that. I don't know. I might not choose to properly engage with someone about that.
people just do your head in, don't they? And that's what they're trying to do. Aaron, following your live 2 days ago, I went and spent £70 on whole foods on myself. Nice. Just trying to find things I like, as I've been eating meat for 25 years. Still got some fussy. Yeah, I mean, I would suggest maybe not going 100% whole food straight off the bat, but, you know, slowly getting towards that. But yeah, just find loads of recipes.
In the future,
try loads of stuff.
Yes, in the future I might suggest, instead of just buying a load of stuff and not knowing what to do with it, I would say, yeah, find a couple of recipes that you like the look of that might replace something that you would have had before, and then buy those specific ingredients to make that thing until you then get more of a handle on what kind of things you need to buy and what to make with it. You know, that's something I might suggest. I find that helpful. And yeah, just about finding some recipes really, just thinking, okay, what is it that I was eating before, and then sort of Googling like vegan version of that or healthy version of that, and see what you can sort of come up with. And maybe don't know if you've got any cookbooks or you'd like to get some about whole foods eating, and just try out some of the things that you think you'll like. And like
Jesus Christ,
I just like rotate between a handful of things that I really like, and then you get really efficient at making those things, and it's just like easy. It just becomes part of what you do. Let us know if we can offer any more help or advice on that one.
Ben Clark, what's your opinion on raw veganism? I've been eating raw with the exception of legumes, nut butters and the mushrooms. My understanding is like there's no further benefits to be had over some cooked food. So, and from the perspective of health potential, we want to eat the widest range of different whole plant foods. So we eat the widest range of different types of fibre to feed the widest range of different types of gut microbes, specifically the Prevotella strains that create vitamins, they train the immune system, they create short-chain fatty acids that are the bedrock of good mental and physical health. So I don't see it as something to aim for. Jesus Christ. Have they gone out again?
Don't know. My neighbours have got a dog and
he's trying to dig his way through, I think.
It's been a nuisance.
Vegan Gaze, subscribe to her. She's great. How are you doing, Ellie? And let's do a live stream soon.
Do you want to come over and have dinner with us and do a live stream?
Yeah, come on. Come on, let's have a go at it.
We got lots of servings of things in the fridge at the moment that we batch cooked in the video yesterday. Let us feed you and use up all that food.
Let's make her fat. Andre, the original Lettercross Vegan Society officially said the word veganism shall mean the doctrine that animals should live without exploiting animals. Yeah, I think that's... sounds like... Is that the dog, or is that someone sawing something?
It started since they got that dog. I think it's him. I think he's like digging at the floor. Maybe he's shut in one room and he's trying to dig at the door because he wants to get out or something. I don't know. I think we should tell them, because I've heard them telling him off for that when they're here, and I think they're not here.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do about it though.
Yeah, it's true.
Help! Get us out of here. We're celebrities.
Yeah, we want to move out.
We've had to add to it over and over to make it more explanatory, which is done by things like not people to find loopholes. Yeah. It's not hard, is it? It's not hard. Just don't treat others how you don't want to be treated, despite how delicious you find their dead bodies or excretions. It's not hard, is it? And if people don't know what's wrong with it, I will invite them to swap places with their victims. It's easy for the oppressor to say that they don't see anything wrong with it, but I'll guarantee the minute that they're the victim, I'll guarantee instant enlightenment. I'll just get on my tits. Vegan Gaze. I think starting up a YouTube channel, especially now it's so time consuming when you've already put so much in this channel, it seems like a lot.
Yeah, I think she's talking to me when
that'll be it.
About maybe having it. Yeah, you are right. You are correct.
Callum, any motivational speakers you enjoy listening to?
No.
Oh, you listen to tons, don't you?
Oh, all day.
Go. I'll let you field this one.
Tony Robbins.
He's great.
Teal Swan. I don't know if she's a motivational speaker, but she is for me. Some of her
I
content.
like Gary Vaynerchuk, the entrepreneurial wizard.
There's Brown. He's really good.
Bilbo Baggins.
Jay Shetty. He's got some really good stuff. I'll tell you what I mostly do is I follow pages that make videos about motivational stuff. That's like what would that be called? They glue together different speeches.
Montages.
From all different people. So I can't necessarily tell you all of the people, but I just go on YouTube and I search like morning motivation, and then I follow those channels, and then I save my favourite kind of ones for like the morning or the evening or whatever. I thought I'd have more names I could say, but I can't think of any more.
Jim Rohn is good for
yeah.
sort of financial, sort of entrepreneurial or business sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few, isn't there?
If I really thought about it, there'd be loads, but I can't. I can't remember.
Katie Gleason, have you any tips for trying to eat whole foods plant-based when you're fussy about texture? I'm only 19 and in chronic pain daily, been 4 years, but not a healthy one. Bless you. Well, if that's not a motivation to try to eat whole foods plant-based, I don't know what it is. I wasn't recovering from knee surgery. It was like 18 months on. It was meant to recover in like 3 months or something, and it wasn't. But the minute I went whole foods plant-based, the pain just went away, and it's anti-inflammatory. This is not something I've had to deal with, so in terms of texture, but what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what textures you don't like or what you can eat or can't eat, but I would just say eat as much of the healthy foods that you do enjoy as you can. You know, say like you don't mind eating potatoes, maybe you can chip them oil-free or make some mash or whatever. Say you like that. Well, it's better that you have another serving of that later than having a bag of crisps or a takeaway. You see what I mean? So I'd say just getting more of the things that you do know you like and that you do find enjoyable for a start. And maybe you could focus on, consider other things as well, like what do you drink? Like if you drink sodas and things that are going to be acidifying in the body and not help with you being alkaline and recovering from whatever illness you have in your system. Think about that kind of stuff as well, like drink water or like really healthy nice drinks.
Smoothies, if you don't mind smoothies or soups, I guess you can blend stuff up.
I hide in like some romaine or some spinach in my smoothie every day. You don't taste it, and you could start small. If you put a massive load in, you will taste it, but if you start really small and each day or few days put in a tiny bit more, I think that's a really good strategy as well.
Greens juices, if you don't mind drinking fluids, which I hope you don't, because that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I
Protein shakes, I suppose.
Think of in this moment. Just do your best and swap over as much as you can when you can. Yeah.
Word up.
Let us know if you've got any other follow-up thoughts that we can help there.
Rebel Vegans on a new computer. I think it's running Windows 10. I'm on Windows 11. Woo! Thanks to Mooncat. Dan123 in the hizzy. Yeah, people won't believe you. It's not in their interests. Thomas, did you ever think about professional wrestling? You could call yourself Double H. One time I was in the city centre. I think it was a summer. I had my top off, and this little girl said to her mum, "Has Tommy got that one yet?" Pointing at me, and her mum said, "Oh, he collects American wrestlers."
Was that one of the funniest things anyone's ever said to you?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Real life wrestler.
Me, Stevens in the hizzy. No worries. Thanks for joining. You're welcome, Angel, my lovely. Casey, best vegan foods for hair, skin and nails. I don't really know. All I can tell you is if you don't eat all your essential nutrients, you can have problems with a whole host of things. So I would say get on the Chronometer app, Chronometer, Chronometer. Make sure you're hitting your minimums of essential fatty acids, vitamins, minerals and essential amino acids. Other than that, what are some specific things? Is biotin, I think that's important, zinc, essential fatty acids, so maybe omegas 3 and 6. Vitamin E is important, but they're all important. If you're short on any of them, if you're low enough on any of them for long enough, you're dead. And if you're short on any of them, you're not going to look, feel or perform your best. Over time, you can become diseased. So, I wouldn't just be worrying specifically of the ones that make us look pretty. although that's important too. Make sure you're getting all your essential vitamins and minerals. Chronometer app, Chronometer, Chronometer app. You plug your foods in, it'll tell you all your essential nutrients and whether you're likely getting them or not. Anything to add, mate?
No, good words.
Woo! Carolina Lamasfina. Hello, Hench and Gemma. Thank you for your ongoing activism and information. It's been inspiring to our family. Thank you.
Oh, that's very kind.
Wanted to ask, what is your opinion on vegan YouTubers who mention recipes, health tips, their sponsorship, etc., but omit the horrors of the animal industry? Probably not to scare followers away. Do you think they should also use their platform to raise awareness? Yes and no. Yes and no. I think that they shouldn't talk about it very much. I think they should mention it, but I don't think that they should show the true horrors. Or basically, if you do too much of that, you just scare a lot of people off, and you just never get anywhere. And say for me, I'm going to appeal to people who want to get fit and strong, or lean or healthy. If I was to show animals suffering, I'd lose half my following. And now I've not got the chance to turn half my following vegan, or at least plant-based. Once they go plant-based, they're much more likely to go vegan, which is what happened to me. So yeah, that's my feelings, really. I think it would be nice to mention it, but I don't think it's a necessity. And I certainly don't think they should show things like graphic footage and stuff, because anyone who puts graphic stuff, I just unfollow them. Someone like a Joey Carbstrong, I follow him. And if it's an expose, I'll play the video with the sound off in a different window so I don't have to see or hear it, because it'll F me up and I'm not any use to the animals and I'm just miserable. But I want him to get the views. So, yeah, I think they're right. I think people are right to be a bit cagey about it. You certainly have some influencers who are not in it for the animals, who are just trying to get rich. John Venus, case in point. So... so some of them are balanced, but some of them, like Derek Simnet, he doesn't really particularly mention those things, but he is an ethical vegan, and he has turned thousands of people vegan. And, first they'll stop eating animals, for their health or fitness benefits. But then, once we're vegan, and then accidentally, if you're looking at vegan YouTube and, pages on Facebook, Instagram posts, sooner or later you are going to see from an Earthling Ed, from a Joey Carbstrong, you're going to see, and those guys are brilliant at it, and they're fulfilling that niche. And then hopefully these people, like I did, make the connection of, I don't want to hurt animals, regardless of, the fact that it's better for my health or whatever. But I think we need people. We need your Earthling Edge, Joey Carbstrongs. We need your Hench Herbivores, Derek Simnets. We don't need your John Venuses. But do you know what I mean? We've all got a niche. And I think if we diversify number one, if you diversify too much, which I think I probably do on my channel, on our channel, we're not getting half the views we probably would do if we picked a lane and stuck in it. But I see why you'd say that. I do see why you'd ask that question.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I was thinking, no, I don't think people should specifically do that very often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to alienate your viewers. And it's not the fact they're making money, they want to be rich, they're a-holes because they don't want to lose their audience. Well, also, if they lose their audience, they're not turning those people whole foods plant-based and then hopefully on to veganism.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you're a channel, say you're a lifestyle vlogger or whatever, your channel's not about ethical veganism, so that's not speaking to what people came for. If people watch your videos and it's not what they signed up for, they're gonna go. That's just how it is online. You have to really keep people's attention. So like little mentions of, you know, like maybe they're making a smoothie and then they're like, oh, put in some soy milk, and they say something about it, and then they carry on and just like, it's these little seeds that you can plant, you know, but you're still staying within your niche and you're not turning off your
if you just pepper in a little bit every now and again and not go in too deep, or you know, particularly being not that other YouTubers are necessarily judgmental with their advocacy, but if you could just say things in passing, so people love you for you and they're not there because you're a vegan. But if you happen to say, I'm using soya milk, oh, did you know that cows are not, don't produce milk all through their lives, only when they're pregnant? And of course, in order for us to have the milk, we have to kill the baby cow. So I prefer to use this. And maybe that's the only thing he said all week. Yeah. You know, so that's not enough to turn off his audience and lose half the viewers. Yeah. But that's, you know, they know, like and trust this person. Now they go, oh, bloody hell, I didn't know that. Like, I thought that cows just produce milk for no reason because I'm a div.
I used to think that though. I was a div as well. But anyway, or even more sticking to your niche. You know, if you're about health, you might say like, oh, I used to drink cow's milk, but it gave me acne, and like little things like that. And but if you are, you know, on YouTube to talk about ethics, do that thing. You know, that's what you do. But yeah, you're right. You can't do too many things. Like, it's just people come for one thing from you, unfortunately. Yeah.
I feel like we're quite a ways behind.
I was just gonna say we're
guys. I'm gonna skip some of the chat and just catch up so we're up to date. If I missed your comment or question, do pop it back in now, and hopefully I'll get to it this time. But I don't like to get too far behind, because when I watch streams, I get fed up when that happens, and I don't want you to get fed up.
Oh, let's just speak to you. We're about to get to this. Yeah. Beyond the Viking. So
Sergeant Viking
fainted at work and banged his head. So he went to hospital, took some blood, and he has a lower amount of red blood cells.
Red blood cells?
Yeah. Told the nurse I was vegan, and he asked how I could do anything without getting out of breath. The truth is, I've never been in better shape. I can run half marathons without breaks, so it's a bit sad that the health workers know you're vegan. I think it's a problem. Sad. Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to have a question as well, so I just wanted to speak of that. But yeah, sorry to hear that you did that, and hope that you're doing okay now. People sometimes have lower white blood cells. White blood cells,
because we're not chronically inflamed like meat is.
Yeah. I hope that you're doing okay.
Eagles and cycling is in the hizzy. Oh, as is Ray Sleever. Good to see you, buddy. General Langley. What's your opinion on going to non-vegan therapists? I've got my first session this week. Oh. Veganism is a huge part of me, and not sure how I feel about talking to someone who doesn't have the same values.
I've got some experience of this because I have seen the same counsellor for about 4 years or more. And I went to see her, and she's not vegan, and I just kind of have talked to her about some vegan related things over time. And I think that if you get the right counsellor, it doesn't matter if they're vegan or not vegan, if you're gay and they're not gay, whatever the differences are, if they're a man, you're a woman, I think that counsellors, their job is to be non-discriminating, non-judgmental, to give you support and empathy, and to try to understand your world. Like, that's their job. So I think that if you get a counsellor and they don't make you feel that you can talk about anything, and that they understand you and can get, come into your world and things like that, like, you're with the wrong counsellor. And not all counsellors are like sort of the same, like equal in a way. They all have different levels of experience and practice, and different levels of like training with, diversity and as such, that kind of thing. And my counsellor, has made me feel like she understands me. And, when I was doing my counselling training, something came up where I was going to eat with these people who've become my friends. And I really felt like I didn't want to eat with people who are going to eat animals. I talked to my counsellor about it, and, she really helped me to express myself. We sort of practiced, and she was saying to me, like, you have a, I can't remember how she said it now, but like, you have a belief, like you have a need, like, and we sort of practice. I role play with her, like having conversations with people about what's important to me and stuff, and she's helped me so much. And I like to think that I've influenced her over time. Not that that was my Well, I wasn't trying to do that because I think that with counsellors, they're so switched on, they're so smart. If you go in there with like an agenda, you know, like, oh, maybe I'll try and turn them vegan while I'm here. Like, they're so like, no, if you have an agenda, because they're just too smart, you know, for that kind of thing. You know, they know what you're doing in the relationships. They're really clever if you get a good one. So I guess I'm trying to tell you that my experience being with a non-vegan counsellor is that it didn't bother me at all. However, you can get vegan counsellors these days. Claire Mann, who did that Vegan Dystopia book, she's a counsellor. There's someone on Instagram called Val the Vegan Therapist. So she's a therapist and she has like a podcast and everything. I was going to go on that at some point, but I didn't end up doing it. But you can find vegan counsellors if that is something that you think is important, you know, for you. Maybe you'd have to see them online if they're in a different part of the world to you. But I think ultimately, I can see why you might think that it might be a problem, but I didn't find it a problem once I built a strong relationship with that person, you know. I do know of a couple of counsellors in Norwich as well, actually, that are vegan. I don't know where you are in the world, so if you wanted me to give you their details as well, I could do that for you.
How many people on your course ended up vegan?
I think 2 people went vegan while I...
Yeah, so there was 3 of you all together?
One person was already vegan, so yeah.
So there were 4 total?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Out of 12?
Out of 12?
Yeah.
That's like a third.
Yeah, and there was a couple of others who were vegetarian, I think.
Wow. So half were non-meat eaters.
I can't quite remember now, but I think there was quite a high percentage.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
And that's not like they were all young people, is it? Do you know what I mean? Interesting. Mason Chase, I'm trying to lose fat while gaining muscle. I know this is hard to do, but I'm wondering what you'd eat in this scenario. I'm in a slight caloric deficit, find it hard to reach protein goals. Number one, if you really are dead set on doing both at once, I wouldn't be in a deficit. I mean, if you're really new to lifting, or if you're coming back after a long layoff and it's a small deficit, you might do all right. You might be able to gain some muscle for a while, but it's not sustainable over the long term. And it's hard enough just on maintenance calories. I now have to be in a slight surplus if I hope to put any muscle on. So I would suggest maybe going up to maintenance calories, but being really, you know, really aiming for that progressive overload every week or two, you know, putting a bit of weight on the bar, you know, so you're slowly getting stronger over time. And in that way, you're going to be burning fat as you build muscle. Hard to reach protein goal. So number one, like for health, get the majority of calories from a whole foods, plant-based diet, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. In that way, you get to eat more, you feel full, you get to live longer and healthier as well, and prevent, treat, and even possibly reverse some diseases. If you're not getting enough protein, you know, you need to be aiming for about 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day if you're on maintenance calories or in a deficit. So in that case, I would add in a couple of servings of a more processed protein food, just so you can get that higher percentage, which you may need to be optimal. So a quality protein powder, I use Vivo Life, code 10%, Hench 10 for 10% off, link below. But any protein powder will do the job, vegan one obviously. And then like a couple or a couple of servings of tofu, seitan, textured vegetable protein, you know. It's not optimal for health, but if we're wanting to build muscle optimally, sometimes we need like 1 or 2 servings to be able to do that easily. And I don't see it as too bad if they're coming from those sources in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet. You know, I think that's fine. It's not likely to make much of a difference to longevity, I wouldn't have thought.
Super chat.
Also, download my our free vegan nutrition e-guide. It's all laid out in there. There's all calculations and just all the stuff you need. You know, you won't. You don't necessarily need to remember everything I just said because that'll all be written in there as well. Super chat. Jamian kindly donated $9.99. Adore you both. I have fluid in my right knee and a possible torn meniscus. Welcome to my world. Am I able to work glutes and quads without stressing my knee? No. Or glutes, yeah, hip thrusters. Quads without stretching your knee, no. Yeah. And so I have a torn meniscus. I did have surgery, but they botched it, and there's still a bit of cartilage in the joint there, so it can go wrong now and again. But by and large, you wouldn't know that was there because of my anti-inflammatory diet. But yeah, I would get that scanned and get that looked at.
So an anti-inflammatory diet could help, couldn't it? I'm not saying we've had the glute and quad workout,
yeah,
but just in
and
terms
not
of...
with the fluid. But yeah, in terms of recovery and just wellness, whole foods, plant-based diet. Balance your omega-3 and 6. I don't have more than 3 or 4 to 1 in favour of omega-6. Make sure you've got adequate ALA, which for a male is about 3.2 grams per day, probably. For a female, maybe more like 2.2 grams per day.
So you go onto the chronometer app we always talk about to look at that.
Well, you could add in like a algae supplement as well. Again, code HENCH10 for 10% off Viva Life. I think that's the best one.
Maybe some things like turmeric and black pepper for inflammation. Maybe CBD oil if you wanted as well.
Ginger's very good.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's really kind. But yeah, of course, with quads that involves knee flexion, it's going to be a lot of force going through the knee there. So.
What about that's not really the same. I was thinking about like cycling or swimming, but that's not really to build muscle, is it? That's just that's just working out.
Yeah, sorry to hear with that. Did you have some sort of impact injury there? I did mine at karate. I did this big old throw on someone, big huge guy, but sort of landed on my knee on a wooden floor as I was doing it.
Oh.
And went and watched a movie at the cinema. Went to get up and couldn't, and that was the end of my martial arts career. Then I got into bodybuilding instead.
A bit sad. Can I speak of this question? Thomas Doherty says, can you tell us some of the lovely foods we can expect in your new cookbook?
Well, number one, hang on for 30 minutes and you'll see 3 of them in our new video.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. So we do a video where we're it's a challenge to see if we can make 4 days worth of food in 35 minutes. So you have to look at that to see if we do it or not. And yeah, we do 3 meals from the new cookbook. So basically, there's I try to make it really varied. So there's breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks and sweets, and sauces and sides. So there's a little bit of all of those, mostly a lot more like mains than anything else. And yeah, there's a variety. There's like baked things, there's one pot dishes, there's like salad type things, like pasta dishes. There's things like, like homemade healthy baked beans or jacket potatoes. There's a smoothie, there's overnight oats, like chia puddings, like a soup. What else? Feijoada, so like stews.
Feijoada.
Like
I want feijoada
curry
now.
style dishes. There's a burger recipe. And what else? Oh, like granola bars. Beetroot hummus. Loads of things. I don't know. That's all I can think of right now. But yeah, all the prep time is 15 minutes or less for every recipe. And it's out soon, sometime in November, hopefully earlier in November, but we shall have to just see when it gets done from the proofreader. And if you want 10% off at the minute, it's out for pre-order, so there's a link below.
Finlay, that's a cool name. Since switching to whole grain stuff, so whole foods plant-based, sometimes I come up to it says I have 900% daily manganese. Is this okay? If it's just coming from whole plant foods, you shouldn't really be able to OD on most things. The only thing I've heard really sort of contraindicated with manganese and plant foods is in the case of hibiscus tea, because those petals are so rich. And so it's been postulated that a quart of that per day, in combination with a whole foods plant-based diet, like that may push you up against the tolerable upper, like safe daily limit for manganese. So yeah, I wouldn't drink more than that plus have your diet. And I wouldn't add in supplements I wouldn't have like manganese supplements on top of that. I think that could start like causing harm at that, like that. But it'll be the supplement that's really causing the issue. Mick C is in the hizzy. Nick C, hi guys, great channel, thank you. I'm wanting to go vegan for the animals and also my health. Good for you. Naturally skinny with a large stomach, skinny fat. Basically, where do I start? Download our free online nutrition guide, #1. And just what I was really saying to that last guy, like, eat at maintenance calories. You're trying to build muscle, you're trying to burn fat. So eat at maintenance. Get a weightlifting program where you're targeting like slow progressive overload over time, so you're getting stronger. Your body weight's staying the same because you're eating at maintenance calories, so therefore you're losing fat. Eat mostly whole plant foods, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. In order to get optimal protein, you may need to add in 1 or 2 servings of a more processed protein food. So protein powder, textured vegetable protein, tofu, seitan. All of this is in our download, so the link's below, so you don't need to remember all of this, but it'll tell you how to calculate like your caloric needs and how to track things and make sure that you get success. So, Wendy, advice for moving from a vegetarian to a vegan diet without compromising too many calories. So you're scared you're going to be low on calories. So I'm thinking you're trying to eat healthfully. Is that right? Like whole foods, plant-based? Do you want to field this one?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
So, advice for moving from vegetarian to vegan without compromising too many calories. So how do they do that without under-eating calories, basically?
So yeah, I guess you'd be taking out like eggs and cheese. They're quite
which are calorific.
Yeah. So eggs and cheese, they're very fatty. I would make sure to have plenty of nut butters, nuts, seeds, avocados. That's where I'd start. I mean, I personally wouldn't eat too high fat because I don't think that's optimal for health, but they're fatty foods, so I'd say like replace those with something fatty. So
and plant fats they're not the same as the horrible saturated animal fat. So even if you did eat a similar amount of calories from fats, you're still going to be on a winner. For some people, particularly if they're bodybuilding or something, or children, some people do need a higher percentage of fat in the diet.
Yeah, maybe just think of it in terms of like, are you trying to recover from any kind of chronic illness or disease? If you are, maybe go lower fat. If you're not, maybe don't worry about it so much, but you could put your foods into a chronometer and see kind of how much fat you're eating. But if generally you don't track these things and you're not worried, don't worry about it. But yeah, get in some like fats, healthy fats. Maybe like for, any eggs, you could swap out for like a tofu scramble, something like that. You can get vegan cheeses, like you could just do a swap, but I'd go for one that hasn't got coconut oil because they're so unhealthy.
Yeah. So what are some good ones? Nutcrafter Creamery.
Tyne cheese.
Yeah, Mouse's favourite.
Yeah.
These brands have a lot of cashew-based cheeses, which are heart healthy, rather than, as Gemma said, the coconut oil, which is really bad. And
I'd say like don't go thinking, eat healthy, so I'll eat like loads of apples or like pears or nectarines or whatever. Have loads of like good high calorie things to hand, so have plenty of dried fruits, loads of, all the different ones like apricots and figs and dates, all that kind of stuff. Have those in because they're so much more calorie dense than things that, the more water rich foods. Make sure you have plenty of like grains or like potatoes or legumes. Just understanding caloric density is really important. So many people eat like a big bowl of something, a salad or a load of strawberries or whatever, and they feel kind of full in their tummy and think, I've had a lot of food, but you've had bugger all food. So just pay a little attention. Some people think it's annoying to have to track calories a bit at first, or to look at how many calories are in a certain thing or whatever. Yeah, it takes just a small amount of effort, but what you get out of it is so worth it. It's so worth it to feel better and to be eating this incredible diet. It's just a tiny bit of effort in the start. Eventually you'll go, a banana, that's about 100 calories. Like, okay, that's like equivalent of eating like 2 small apples. Okay, so I'll eat that instead. Or, okay, I'd have this many dates instead of that banana. That's better. Haven't got much room in my tummy, so I'll go for that. Like, you'll just get a handle on it really quickly. Just takes a little bit of paying attention in the start. But emphasize those foods I've just sort of been saying, really.
Right, 1 or 2 more, and then our video is going live, which we're really excited about. We hope you're going to check it out. My good friend Benny Green, are you doing any more anti-vegan nonsense videos? I don't think I've seen you do one for a while. No, I've not for a long while. I don't think so. I mean, they get the views, so people like them. They are fun, but I wonder how much good they do. And I think perhaps we need less division and us and them, and more sort of building rapport and connection and understanding and compassion, you know, even for terrible meat eaters. And I don't think it didn't feel good to me to keep doing those, I think. Though it is tempting. It's like the dark side is trying to tempt me. Eagles and cycling. How best to handle being very judged from family members now that me and my wife are transitioning our newborn vegan. We're both vegans, by the way. Good on you. I feel like this is a question for you.
I think when you've got a child, you're raising vegan, and people give you hassle, I think it is out of just sort of ignorance. Like they just genuinely, I think, usually just don't have enough of an understanding about a vegan diet.
And so oftentimes it'll be out of love that they're saying these things and fear for the babies.
They're speaking to you from a place.
So in a way, it's nice.
Yeah, so
maybe probably don't seem it.
Maybe you could try to remember that, and maybe it is about like overcoming their concerns. You know, really hearing their fears, really getting them to tell you it by asking them questions. You know, what is it that you're really concerned about? I really want to know. Like, I want to let's talk it out or whatever. Like hearing what they're concerned about, and and then giving them your perspective on it, or even if you have to say, like, okay, I'm not entirely sure about what to say about that nutrient or about that thing. Like, you've given me something to think about, and then you go and look it up. Maybe you go on Nutrition Facts or, you know, something, and you look into it yourself, and then so maybe you know if you need to, and you know, go back to them with some information.
I'll tell you one thing I would do is I would share the position paper by people like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest body of nutritional professionals in the world, the British Academy of Dietetics, the World Health Organization. Their position is pretty much an appropriately planned vegan diet is healthful for anyone at any stage of life and may confer health benefits. That's the line of every reputable health authority in the world. So number one, I would share that, you know, and I would say like, oh, you know, there's this channel Nutrition Facts. You can get the book Becoming Vegan by Davis and Molina, which, and you could get our course actually has a nutrition chart for all ages, stages of life. So pregnancy, lactation, babies, infants, children, teenagers. Yeah. We better do one, Mrs., because our video is about to go live.
Just my last thought was like that. Just work on the relationship with that person, and you know, and trying to understand each other. And maybe if there's something they're not giving you, like empathy and understanding, and they're not listening to you and hearing you and that kind of thing, maybe see if you what it's like in the relationship if you give them those things and you let them feel really heard, and then see if they offer you those things like in return. And maybe they might not. I don't know how, you know, what these people are like, you know, in your life. And some people, no matter how you try to approach them in a like a non-defensive way and have great conversations and stuff, some people still want to attack you. And you know, you don't have to stick around for that kind of treatment and just accept it from people, of course. But sometimes when things aren't going well with discussions about veganism, it's not always just about that. It's about underlying resentments and grievances that are already there in the relationship, that way you need to work on restoring the relationship is just one thing that comes to mind. And someone was just asking if there's any special ingredients in the new Speedy Vegan cookbook they need to get in. I've just got like 2/3 of the way through. I was having a quick scan. It's all stuff you can get in supermarkets. We tried to make it really easy.
Super cheap as well.
Yes.
Check out our new video. It's about to go. Oh, it is live. Now click this.
Yes.
Our video is live. Guys, it's a long video because we're cooking 3 meals from scratch.
Yep.
What is the cost? It's £10.30 something,
It's like
I think.
£2.53 per day.
It's ridiculous.
Of these meals that we make.
And there's four meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner for 4 days. Sorry, 3 meals for 4 days. It's a great video. If you don't want to watch it in its entirety, please, can you watch it? Or can you have it playing in another window so that algorithm likes it?
Yeah.
Because if people click on it and say, oh, I love this, and click off, that sends a horrible signal and tells YouTube, people, this is clickbait, people don't like the video. So if you're going to click on it, keep it playing in another window. Or watch it. It's a great video, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like to brag. It's some of our best work.
It's real fast paced. Like, it's long, but we keep it really engaging.
Yeah.
And we're constantly doing the next step of food. And so you could cook along to that if you wanted to see yourself, if you can make 4 days food in 35 minutes.
Please like, share, comment.
Yes.
If you're going to like a video, do you know it's better to like it towards the end of the video? YouTube knows, like they know if you click on it straight away, say you liked it, it means that you're supporting the channel, but you haven't watched it. So how do you know if you like it? So they know when you're BSing them. Anyway, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Oh, and someone mentioned CBD oil for pec tear recovery. It's not going to hurt. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a miracle cure, but it's very anti-inflammatory. It likely will help. It certainly won't harm. There's codes below for money off with Honest Hemp, which is the brand I use. I freaking love them. We better go.
And just one ingredient that I saw in the book that you might not get in a supermarket is Worcestershire sauce.
That needs to be vegan because it sometimes has anchovies.
Don't know if you can always get them. But other than that, I haven't so far seen anything that you can't get in a supermarket. But I don't know where you shop and etc. But it should also all be easy stuff to source. To answer that previous question again. We better go.
Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on our toast. And the camera's rolling. Please watch our video. We need more views. Like, the views have gone down the pan, and that's not great. And we need something to change. So if you can watch it through or just have it playing, share it with friends. That would be really helpful. Like, comment, all that good stuff. I love you very much, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We love streaming. Back, what day is it? Monday?
Yeah.
I'll be back Wednesday, either AM or I think 7 AM GMT. It's tomorrow, isn't it? No, I won't. No, what am I on about?
It's Monday today.
Monday. I'm getting confused. I don't know when I'll be on. Watch my Instagram for more Hench
Definitely Friday night.
Definitely Friday, 7 PM GMT.
Oh, it's the cook along. So.
Do you want to post the ingredients quickly?
Yeah. How do I get
Have you
those?
got them?
Just a second. Yeah, we're doing a cook along again on. It'll be too long. I can't post it here. Will you post it on your Facebook today?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll post it on Facebook to let you know what the ingredients are for the cook along. It's a meal from the Speedy Vegan Cookbook if anyone wants to join. If you're a Patreon or a channel member, you can go to Discord. We've posted it in there. And if you're in our Facebook community, Hench Herbivore community, I've posted it in there as well. So you could try there.
Okay, guys, watch our video. Bye for now. Bye-bye. We love you.